Well then, where we left off last time, Strider had been separated from her party forcibly, and the rest of her group, having solved the conflict that they were in forcibly, is now determining what they need to do to find her. So, we rejoin our three adventurers, Lux, Mooney, and Spruce. And what would you like to do? It is directly in the aftermath of your fight. You have gathered up the daggers that Strider dropped. You have witnessed the dissolution of Square after he died.
Bye.
And now you have a missing
Don't forget,
team
I also
member.
mutilated his body for the fat.
Yeah, you did. Mooney hardcore.
We need to...
Actually, it was just his mask that dissolved. I'm sorry.
Yeah, his
not
body
his body.
remained intact, and I cut it up to get the fat.
Yep.
I need, like, HP. So I don't know if it'd be worth trying to, like, do a...
You probably need a long rest.
Yeah.
I believe both Spruce and Mooney are worse for the wear.
Yeah. Do you want to try to use up some hit die and then take a rest and then do it again?
Build a fire.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's pop over to a map real fast.
After all, while we sleep, our lanterns could go out. And if they go out, then the monsters that hide in the dark can get us.
Yeah.
I'd rather not deal
In
with that.
shifts.
Okay. Spend some time. Build yourself a fire.
Yeah. These lighting effects are bananas.
They're amazing. I love it.
I've been enjoying them myself. Now, do any of you have inspirations that you could spend on camping skills?
Who has the most? Well, I'll use Vigil.
Well,
we don't have any. I don't have any inspiration.
No.
I have inspiration. Now use it to inspire myself.
Encourage.
Yes. Remember to pop open your camping skills and see what you can do about them. Because certainly encourage would be good, and vigil will be necessary.
I guess I couldn't
Vigil.
like cast the alarm spell.
Yes, you could cast the alarm spell. This would allow you to forego vigil.
So we don't need Vigil?
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean, it'd be nice for reducing stress, but we don't have that.
Now, you also all need 2 rations to eat.
I've got 3.
Got 4.
Cool.
I have 3.
Okay. You won't starve this night.
Be like that sometimes.
Bruce, how much stress do you have?
41.
I shall encourage you.
It's really kind of you. Thank you.
No, we can do
you
better.
Have inspiration to do that?
Yeah.
Well, roll your encourage die.
Mine or?
Yeah.
Okay. It's 46. Oh.
Nice.
That's a very good roll.
Wow.
I was very encouraging.
Oh.
So, Lux, are you going to encourage yourself?
Yes, by giving myself a pep talk. You can do
Bruce,
this. Calm down.
Well,
calm
No
down.
way.
the only problem is you cannot. You must encourage an ally.
Okay.
So if you want stress relief, then one of your allies will have to encourage you.
Mooney, how are you feeling? Are you stressed out?
A little bit. I'm on edge.
Well, I can try to encourage you with a good pep talk.
It's just getting in the doorway.
Good luck.
Keeping me guard.
Okay, Lux. Roll the 46 encouragement die.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Mooney, you heal 14 stress. Spruce, what are you going to do with your camping skill?
I do have one.
Do you have an inspiration?
No, I don't. That's why I did alarm spell.
I see. Okay then. If you would like to roll your hit dice for your long rest, go ahead and do so.
Ooh, boy.
Remember that you each have 4 hit dice to spend.
Ooh.
You get half of your hit dice back each day, I believe.
Oh, well, maybe I shouldn't roll that last one then. God. Also, does everybody have cards in there? I'm curious about
Yes.
these cards.
Yeah, we were just exploring them earlier.
Yeah, they're condition cards.
Oh.
So when you get a condition, I'll pass you a card.
Oh.
So, go ahead and add your HP.
Yes. HP is added.
Alrighty. You decide on a watch order for the night, and you begin to bed down, about to rest. Over the crackle of the fire, you begin to hear something. There's a low rumble, like thunder, distant. But unlike thunder, it doesn't quit. It just continues on and on. It's growing louder.
Do not like.
Through the trees, you see lights. They're approaching very rapidly.
Does this wake us up?
Well, you had not yet gone to sleep. And suddenly, bursting through the trees and peeling onto the road nearby, an iron carriage arrives.
Oh. Oh.
If you don't give me the deed to your ranch, I'll saw you all in half.
And then he grabbed her, and then he tied her up, and then he turned on the buzzsaw, and then along came John. Talking John. Slow walking John.
Slow talking.
The iron carriage pulls up beside your fire, and a window rolls down, and a wolf looks out at you.
Oh my gosh.
And he says, "Well, what do we have here? A bunch of naked bleeders huddled around a fire." He looks you up and down, tilts his head as though awaiting a response. Getting none, he says, "You look like you could use a guy with connections." He kicks open the door of his carriage and steps out beside it. It's a giant wolf in a long black coat. He says, "The name's Jones, travelers. What's yours?"
Good evening, Mr. Jones. My name is Lux.
I'm Star.
So did Spruce run?
He's behind a tree right now. If
Did-
he's
Did he
so
take
he's trying to be really quiet.
Did he take his lantern? I'm assuming he didn't.
Dang it.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
The wolf turns his
I'm
head
hoping one of y'all covers it.
towards the trees, looking where Spruce is, but says nothing. He says, "Well, how about it then?" And he walks over to the back of his trunk and slaps it, and it pops open. He says, "I'm sure you need some equipment, and I got what you need. Have a look. Pick whatever you like, but I only take payment in the red stuff." And here he removes his hands from his pockets, and they're heavily gloved, but through the ends of the gloves stick long, sharp talons, and he pricks the palm of his hand with one of his talons, and then turns the palm upside down, and he catches the dripping blood in a vial. After a second, the blood stops, as though turned off. He holds up the vial, corks it, shakes it at you, and then tosses it into a bag in the trunk that has other bottles like it. There. There's the handout.
Bro has his own theme song playing. I love it.
So, he shows you his shop. He only takes payment in blood. Looking you over carefully, he takes out 2 bags, reaches in, there's 2 bottles with a red liquid in them. He tosses the bottles in the bags and tosses Mooney and Lux a bag apiece. He says, "Consider it customer appreciation." Mooney and Lux, you catch the bags he tosses you, and inside you each find a standard healing potion.
Oh, thank you, kind sir.
He says, "Drink up, but don't forget to buy." So, for toolkits, he currently has available herbalism and... Hold on.
How much does a standard healing potion?
And a dice set. The starter healing potion is 2d4, I think.
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2. Yeah.
And they give us both 1, right?
Yeah, he gave y'all each one.
21.
Dang. I'd want to get stuff, but I don't want to, seem like an idiot and come out of hiding.
Oh, for goodness sakes, come here.
Jones looks again at your hidey hole, Spruce. It seems you can't hide from his eyes. Yeah, or his nose.
Mr. Goose, come on.
Don't. Don't touch, don't. Oh, he comes out. Okay.
He throws you a burlap sack. There's no potion in it.
Oh, whoa. We haven't taken our long rest yet, huh?
Well, I'll let y'all roll the HP for it already. So, but the other effects have not taken effect yet.
Can I go ahead and just like use a
Use a what?
word right now?
A healing word? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
They're 8. I'll buy the herbalism kit.
Oh, no. You don't have to. You don't have to heal. Like, you keep that. I was just trying to be dumb.
Oh no,
I was
but I'm
trying to find
proficient in
a loophole.
herbalism kit. I'm proficient in herbalism kits. So, I mean, it'll be good for me to have one.
Jones hands you a small, thin dagger and a vial, and he says, he points to a line on the vial and says, "Fill it up to here."
As you wish.
It costs you 15 HP worth of blood, but you get the herbalism kit.
I still got 14.
Sir, might I have the dynamite, the bandage, and the ration? And the sack.
Okay. He gives you a grin and hands you a vial and points at a line up near the top. Because that will be 15, 17, 19 total.
Okie doke.
User entered your channel.
Okay.
Be sure to copy what the things do. Oh, actually, you don't need another sack. He gave you one. Unless you want to use that sack for something else. One sack is required to hold the goods you buy from him. Any further sacks you can use for whatever you want.
Then instead of the sack, may I have the flask, please?
He substitutes the flask.
This is the shopkeeper. I'm sorry. Do you wanna go at night? Yeah. Like later.
Okay. Bruce, do you want anything?
How much rations do you have?
He has a big stack of them. There's about 10 left. Lantern oil and 3 rations. Okay.
I'll take in 3 rations as well.
Okay. 3 more hit points and all right. Have you? Yeah, drink your potion if you want to regain some HP. Have you concluded your business? Okay. You also get the wire.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Dang, son.
Yee.
Gotta be prepared. I was trying to figure out if it's worth getting the toolkit, but I'm not proficient in herbalism. I just have a medicine proficiency.
Well,
Or is that like the same?
Mooney bought the
Mooney bought one.
kit,
I'm
Okay.
proficient in it.
and he only had one.
Oh, okay, well then.
So all that's left is a
Dice
set of
set.
dice.
Which, if you're a bard, aren't you proficient?
normally, but that sounds like a Strider thing. Oh.
A blood gift for Strider.
Wish I could get the wolf teeth, but nope.
Well, seeing that you have little blood left to give, Jones shuts his trunk and says, "Pleasure doing business with you. Try to stay alive and I'll come around again."
That would be most appreciative. Thank you.
He hops in his car. The radio cranks back on. It peels out, and he goes flying away into the darkness.
Guess you find all kinds in Maverot.
That is correct. Well, having paid the wolf, you now lay down to sleep. The night passes without incident, and it's time to go and find Strider. Strider was drug off by two of the remaining mask hunters. Their trail is relatively easy to follow.
He comes back. Good news, I found out you're all related.
I knew it.
Okay, sorry.
Let's see. Yes, at the end of a long rest, you regain up to half your character's level, or half your total number of hit dice.
Well.
So you will all get 2 of them back. Alrighty. Well, the tracks lead west-northwest, pretty much in the direction the light pointed you to begin with. How should you like to travel?
Quickly? Speedily?
Okay.
But stealthily?
Well,
I don't think that's possible.
Like we gotta do like the ninja thing between trees?
Just do the Naruto run.
Yeah, exactly.
don't make me have you roll dex saves.
Here I am with my ninja clan.
It's like Bruce tries to jump off a tree and just breaks his ankle.
Absolutely.
Or his coccyx.
Well, you begin following the trail west. Due west at first, and then it moves north. And finally, you come across the ruins of what looks like a town. Your travel takes you 3 hours, and you gain 15 stress. Despite the encouraging words from the night before, you begin to feel the weight of the darkness. Give me a moment while I calculate some things. Mooney throws all of his rations on the ground and walks away from them.
Whoa, what?
Mooney throws all of his rations on the ground and walks away from them.
Her.
Her.
First.
I will never remember that, I promise you. I don't know why.
So I have
Spruce
0
starts-
rations.
Spruce starts picking them back up.
Spruce puts the rations in his pack. And the three of you carry on, dealing with the stress in your own ways. You thread your way through the ruins of a town. Lux, would you like to roll a sleight of hand?
Yes.
I'm gonna give them back to her. You don't have to steal it.
Bruce, roll a perception.
Wait, is she stealing mine?
Well, there's none
Well-
to steal from Mooney.
Yeah, I kind of threw it all on the ground.
I know, I picked them up to give them back to you later, when you're not mad.
Well, we'll see if Lux gets them. Roll a
Technically,
perception.
they're yours right now.
I guess
Okay.
not.
Lux, you managed to steal. You managed to steal 4 rations from Spruce.
I don't know how many Mooney had before.
Mooney, how many did you have total?
5.
5?
Dang.
Bruce, add that to yours and then subtract 4.
Subtract.
And Lux, add 4 to your store.
And I'm guessing Spruce didn't notice at all.
No. Lux sneaked her hand into your little burlap sack and pinched the rations.
Poop.
Walking through the ruined town, mostly all that's left are foundations. Gray walls arise out of the darkness into the circle of your lantern light, a bit like tombstones. Eventually, you see a light in the distance. Approaching, you find a large iron fence. You thread your way along the fence until you find an entrance. The gate is open. Walking down the entryway path, you see various statues, trees, decorations. Some of them are actually upkept. There's a large house at the end. The tracks led all the way to this gate. They disappeared once they got on the main path. Of course, it was hard and not suitable for leaving tracks anymore. You feel as though you found the place where Strider is being kept. So, with that said, let's hop over to Strider.
Oh.
Now, last time, Strider had a brief encounter with the Mass Collector. This encounter is actually occurring right now. Strider, your unconsciousness lasted for roughly a day, perhaps a day and a half, enough time for the others to take their long rest and travel here. And so this is concurrent with current events.
Okay. I'm guessing I didn't heal in any of that time, right? I
Not
wouldn't
yet.
think so. I just
No.
thought I'd ask. Okay,
No.
gotcha.
After his introduction, the Mass Collector says, "Now I'm sure you must be famished. Would you like to eat?"
Sure.
Ah, good. Then follow me, please. And he walks out the door. He motions at a spot at the table. Sit, please. He turns to one of the masked people in the room with him and whispers something. And in a few minutes, someone comes from the kitchen with food. They lay it out on the table. There's all sorts of things. It smells very good, and you are very hungry.
Where did this food come from?
He kind of looks a little surprised at the question. He says, there are means of growing food even in this darkness, and hunting as well. He begins to eat from his own plate.
What exactly do I see on the plate? Do I recognize anything?
Cooked meat. There are vegetables. They don't look unfamiliar necessarily. So they may be whatever is native to this world. There's a bottle of wine.
I think I'll start with the vegetables.
Okay. Well, you eat, and he chats with you. He says, given your state of equipment and the direction of your travel, I would say you came from the sea, didn't you?
I would hazard you were right.
So, called by the Silver Lady, were you?
You know about her.
Of course. Everybody knows the various major powers. But you're so unlucky to be called by her. So
Do tell.
So capricious. Well, you'll be fine here. You'll find that I am much more hospitable than she, and less demanding.
I see. Who are all of your staff, if I may ask? What are your staff?
Well, they're people. Can't you see? They're all wearing masks, and all the masks are carved wood. It looks different from your mask, his mask, and the mask hunters that you saw earlier. And he says, they're my guests.
You make your guests serve?
Well, does a hotel charge for its rooms? He says, these people don't have any currency, nothing of value, and so they provide a little labor in exchange for their housing and their board.
All right.
That's a fair arrangement, don't you think?
Indentured servitude. I suppose I can understand that, certainly. Is this what you have intended for me as well? Because I'm sorry, but I don't have anything but what I wear.
He just, he shakes his head and he turns towards the one in the back here, and he says, come now, are you content to be here? And the sort of donkey masked person nods and says, yes. It's safe here. No darkness. After a little while, another servant comes up and whispers something in his ear. He stands and pushes away his plate and says, "If you'll excuse me, I have some business to attend to. Now, if you would like to accompany my guest here, you may see the house. I have a library, and you're welcome to browse while you wait."
Thank you very much.
And he walks up the staircase behind you and disappears. And you are free to go where you wish.
All right, I want to talk to this person here. Excuse me. Do you speak?
I do.
Can you tell me who you are and what this place is?
You are in the house of the mask collector. This is how he is known. You may call him Collector. You wish to shorten it? He says, "I am a guest here, like the others, like yourself."
Did he take your mask?
I'll answer no more. I will escort you to wherever you desire within the house.
Okay. The library, please.
Then let us be off. He gestures at the various books and says, "Make yourself at home."
Thank you. All right, guess I'll start poking around, see if anything interesting pops up.
There's a lot of fiction in here. A few books on lore and such, but you can't tell if they too are fiction or if they're meant to be for this world. You don't find anything really that would shed any light on Maverot itself.
Damn.
The servant with the donkey mask behind you seems to be following you around as you look around the room. He doesn't seem threatening in any way. In fact, it seems sort of like he's waiting for you to give him a task.
So, excuse me, could you answer some questions for me?
Kind of tilts his head and he says, "No, I don't think so."
Okay. Well, then. Oh, well, I'll risk it. Help me pull all these books off.
He immediately begins to pull the books from the shelf and stack them neatly on the floor.
And I'll do the same. See if I
Okay.
can find anything.
Well, whilst you are engaged in the library, three folks show up outside.
Who?
I wonder who.
Oh, these jagoffs? Oh, God.
Yeah. Strider, you're doomed.
Oh, no.
Okay, so Lux, Spruce, and Mooney, you come across a large mansion. It towers above you. in the darkness, but you can see a couple of lights. There don't seem to be any windows on the ground floor, but you can see a thin ray of light from a window from the second floor.
How the hell do they have light here?
Let's find out.
Such big quantities.
We should try to scout the area before we go in. I feel like we should have a plan really formed out before we try to go in there. We don't even know where Strider is.
We also can't see inside.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we weren't supposed to.
No, there are
Well, how
no
can we-
windows on the ground floor.
Right. I was like, so how can we make a plan for something?
We can get a general layout of the place if we just go on the outside. We'll be able to find different windows. We may even see her through the windows.
No windows.
At all. Oh. But there's one on the upper floor?
There's one on the upper floor. You can see on the bottom floor where there were spaces for windows, but they've long been bricked up.
Well, that means they can't see us, so that's good.
Sure, they can see us if they
There's
wanted
no
to.
windows. If they wanted to, but they'd have to come out.
No,
Unless
on
there's
the
other
top
openings.
floor.
Well.
Don't you see that one right there?
Yes,
Oh.
there is one bit of light coming from the top floor.
Maybe we can track around and see if there's other light. I just feel like it'd be good to make a plan.
Can't make a plan.
What?
Again, you can't make a plan for something.
I mean, some information's better than none.
Well, if you would like to pick your way around the house, you may. Have a look around.
I'm just saying, wasting time just looking around.
If we go rushing in, we could get hurt too.
Regardless of what we do, we could die either way.
Wait, Mooney.
Strider, you look up and you see that the collector is standing next to you.
Ah! Hi.
He says, "Oh, making very good use of my library, I see.
Oh, yeah.
Have you found anything interesting? I have the finest works of fiction here."
Yeah, I was admiring your, what's that woman's name? Your, what's this author here? E. Rotica?
Wait, what?
Sorry.
Oh! God dang it. God dang it.
He says, "Oh, are you sure you're old enough to read those?"
I mean...
He says, "I'm just kidding. Of course you are." Passes you a book, and he says, "This one is suitable for this darkness." Well, it's not an erotica book.
Okay.
It has an author's name on it. McCarthy. The cover is worn, and you can't read the author's first name.
Interesting. I might, if you don't mind, can I bring this out of the library? I'd like to read it in the sitting room.
He brings you into the sitting room.
Oh, thank
There
you.
you go. So So you sit down and you begin to read, and he's looking at you curiously. He walks over to you suddenly and says, "Excuse me, if I may," and he grabs your hand. And he turns your palm up and gently brushes your fingertips. And he says, "Oh, I believe you are a musician." He snaps his fingers, and one of the masked guests leaves the room and comes back a few minutes later. He's carrying a stringed instrument of some kind, and he hands it to you. It's very large. It has a body shaped sort of like a figure 8. There's a bow that goes with the strings. You look at it, and you feel like you may remember playing it. Roll a performance check. You lay it on your lap. You can't quite remember how it's supposed to be played. You saw at the strings for a moment, and it makes a rather awful sound. And the collector says, "Oh, no, you're playing it wrong. Here." And he takes it and he sets it on the floor and puts your hands on it properly, and you see that it's played standing on the floor. He says, "This is called a viol." And you play it like so. And he guides your hands on the strings, and then he steps back and he says, "Now you try." With the proper configuration, it seems that some other memories are entering your mind. You begin to play. Outside, you hear the sound of a viol playing beautifully. It's muffled coming through the walls, but you can hear it. Inside, the collector claps lightly as you stop. And he says, "There now, I knew you had it in you." And he says, "And look, your mask shines a little brighter." He says, "Perhaps you'd like to know something about that mask you wear."
Oh.
He sits back in his chair and says, "You come here from another place. You are emptied of yourself as you travel. That mask represents the strongest portions of your character. As you regain bits of yourself, the mask grows stronger. It shines brighter. It becomes more and more valuable to you. Let me show you." And he waves his hand, and he touches you on the forehead. He says, "The mask functions on anima octum. Think of it as a voice from your soul that speaks up. As you find it, it will power your mask, and it will make you powerful. Your mass power, Strider, is stalwart. While it's active, you have advantage on initiative rolls and you gain 5 feet of speed in combat. Out of combat, you have advantage on perception checks. It requires 3 Anima Octum to activate. You gain Anima Octum by discovering your character and who you are.
I see. So there must be more.
More what?
So there's more to me.
Oh, absolutely. As I said, you shed all of the excess as you travel here, so that when you arrive, you're a tightly wound ball of ego, with just your basic characteristics. As you awaken more of yourself in this world, you will become truly strong. Mooney runs up and begins banging on the door. And, give me 1 second.
Can I do like a strength check to grapple? Yeah, okay.
To grapple what?
To grapple Mooney so she can like pull her aside.
Okay. Well, Spruce grabs Mooney by the collar and drags her away. The door opens and a servant walks out, looking around. He doesn't see you in the darkness.
Okay.
And he goes back into the house.
Flawless.
He was not ready for that.
Wow.
Spruce is like, okay, I'm with you. We'll go in. We've got to stop this because I have a feeling Strider's in there and she's tied to all that.
Then why the hell did you pull him away from the door?
Because we need to go in together and we need to go in calculating. We can't just knock on the door and let them know we're here.
The longer we wait, the longer the Strider could be dead.
You're absolutely correct, but we shouldn't knock on the door because we don't know who's in there.
Where
If they're
else would we go
wackos,
in?
What?
Where else would we go in?
We can sneak in. Lux has some sneaky tools, and I can barrel in if we need to, but like we don't knock on the door and let them know we're here.
I have no sneaky tools.
Moving around the house, you did find 2 other doors. And I believe that Lux saw that a door in the back had a crack of light coming through it.
There's a door in the back, though, that's slightly open.
Okay, that's where we go. I'm with you, Mooney. Let's go together. Also, Mooney, I think you dropped these. And he
Dropped what?
He tries to give back the rations, but then he notices that he's missing a few too. I swore I had more, but it's fine. Here,
What, did you get hungry on the way over here?
No. I have an
Whatever.
exact time that I eat. I'm very
I
prepared about
believe
this.
we should get a move on.
I agree. Let's stick together. Come. Oh,
Where's this door?
Over here.
Lux, you lead the way.
Hurry up.
Silently, please.
Tell me what to do.
Inside the house, as you guys are moving around the side, the collector stands, takes the viol, and as he does, touches the side of Strider's head, and everything goes black.
Well, dang, wind up doll. Don't knock on the door.
Now, you guys continue your infiltration.
Can we do like a perception, like put our ear to the wall and see if we can hear anybody? Oh wait, is it around there? I thought it was that door.
Sure.
When we
Quietly,
get there.
please.
I think I accidentally knocked myself off the map.
You did. I'm not even sure if I can get you.
Oh no!
Oh
We'll just put another spruce in here, I guess.
There's two.
Yeah, I think that spruce is gone forever.
no!
It's just a name.
Oh no! He's just a hovering spruce.
Yep. Okay. You make your way around to the back door.
Wait, is this the back door?
Let me check.
Okay. Are you going to attempt to look inside?
Slightly peek.
Okay. Here, go. You can go ahead and move here if you like.
Okay.
Now,
Oh, that's
roll a stealth check.
Dang.
Alrighty. Lux very quietly peeks in through the door. You see someone moving past the light.
There's someone in the room.
Anybody good with projectiles?
Maybe.
Do you want to try to one hit? Can I assist?
I doubt that's gonna happen.
Now, it seems as though the door is unlocked. You may be able to sneak in.
This feels kinda awkward. Why would they open this door in the back?
Because they were already waiting for us, that's why.
Probably, I agree.
Is there anything you guys can think of that would be unexpected? Because as it is, we all agree we're walking into a trap.
We find another way in.
There
This
we
one's
go.
too obvious.
Good
Only
idea.
two- What other door is
There was a window.
There was one other door on the west side of the house.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought too. Did any of y'all get rope from
No.
No, okay. Well, I got wire, but I have a feeling that's for cutting.
Miss Moon, did you want to check?
No, not really. I want to just go through the front door.
Then allow me.
See,
Think-
listen, Mooney, if you go through the front door, what if they catch you? And then you're not going to be able to help her either.
But we're not helping her by just standing here now, are we?
We're figuring out ways to help her without getting ourselves caught.
Better idea. Why don't Miss Mooney go ahead and go to the front door, cause a distraction, and we'll find a way in. Another way. A pincher attack, if you will.
Fine by me, I'm fine with that.
Fairly well, Miss Mooney.
Mooney, please be safe. Oh my god, Mooney, please.
Lux, would you like to try the door?
Yes.
The door is locked. Roll stealth.
I guess I can't assist for
You hear nothing from within. Or nothing particular.
Let me see if I can unlock this door.
Well, unfortunately, you have no thieves' tools.
Alright, Lux. If Mooney's causing a distraction and I cause a distraction, can you manage to sneak around in the shadows?
Sure. Did you want to take my lantern?
Sure. But hey, we're sticking together, right? We're working together, right?
Sure.
Okay. Well, Mooney is banging on the front door. And
You know what? How about I come run over and I'm gonna burst it down?
the door opens.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Bruce, are you sure you want to run over and do anything?
No, I take it back.
Okay.
They're just gonna open it. It'd be great if we knocked and then slammed in.
The mask collector is standing there. He says, "Oh, you must be one of Strider's friends. Do come in."
Where is Strider?
Well, she's inside.
Exactly where inside?
He walks away from you, leaving the door open. The servant standing in the middle of the lobby kind of looks at you quizzically.
Where is Strider?
Servant just shrugs.
I'm guessing we can hear all of this.
No, not really. I mean, you kind of hear Mooney's raised voice demanding something, but that's all you hear. Mooney, from inside, you hear the mask collector say, "It's unusual to knock on a door and not come in when invited."
Not like I have anything else better to do, so I might as well. Again, I'm going to ask, where is Strider?
He's asleep currently.
What do you mean, where?
She's in her bed. Come now, sit for a moment. Rest your heels.
I'm
sure
fine
you're tired.
standing.
He says, "Where are your companions?"
I don't know.
Roll a deception for me.
Oh no.
Please, Mooney, you gotta be good at this.
I don't know.
The collector chuckles. He says, "Well, I'm sure if we wait right here, they'll be along shortly."
Doubt it.
I don't.
Again, where is Strider?
You'll get no answers demanding like that of me in my house. Have a seat. Act like you have some class.
That's a burn.
If I play along with your games, will you tell me where Strider is?
Absolutely.
How can I be sure you're being honest?
You can't.
Fair enough.
He looks you over as you sit down, and he says, "Your mask is as fine as Strider's is."
I said we started at the same place.
He
We were given the
nods.
same mask. Not really the same mask, but you know what I mean.
He says, "The Silver Lady got herself a fine crop this time."
What do you mean this time?
You don't believe you're the first, do you?
I know we're not the first, but you said a fine crop. What happened to the others?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't keep track of them. Unfortunately, I would have liked to keep them safe. The Silver Lady is known for her dangerous requests.
Yeah, I know that already. What exactly is it that you do?
Around here, I provide the light. Can't you see? And I collect masks. Look. And looking around, you see the same thing Strider did earlier. Rows upon rows of masks on little belts moving across the wall. He points out a few that he likes and describes them. Mooney, while you're watching the masks go by, you see a mask with a triangle. Followed is one with a circle, then one with a diamond, and after that there's a wooden mask. It's carved. There are runes in it. Languages do you speak? Sylvan? We'll say it's Sylvan. They're Sylvan characters. And they read In Memoriam, and there's a square carved underneath them.
So I guess you know what happened to Square.
Yes, it's so regrettable. I told them, just find me guests and bring them here so that I can show them hospitality. I thought they were competent enough to preserve their safety. They were not. Okay, Bruce and Lux, you run to the back door.
Oh my god, they're trying to go for a bloodbath.
As you look through the crack in the door, you see the servant in the kitchen. He's bent down on the ground, and it looks like, Lux, as you watch him, waiting for your moment to strike, he's playing with a small bug. It's a beetle of some kind. And he picks it up and lets it run from one finger to another. He seems delighted by this. He also seems very distracted. What's the D10?
I decided to knock him out instead of kill him.
How gracious.
Well, you feel like you could probably run through the doors and manage to get a hit on him before he was aware of you.
Well, so it's not like it's
All right. Roll an attack roll. You'll do some dual damage. Or non-lethal.
This counts as like a sneak attack, right?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
But Lux easily moves behind him and hits him on the back of the head with the butt of her dagger, and he falls on the ground.
Okay.
Let's stuff him into a barrel and seal it.
Let's pull him outside, maybe? Okay, no, that's good.
Restrain
Put on
him.
his robes.
Fine.
Okay. You quickly take his robe off and throw it over yourself, and you stuff him into a barrel.
I guess there's no way we can put his mask over.
No,
Can't
the
take it
mask
off.
does not come off.
Oh! Hey, wait, hold on. Can I minor illusion her mask to look like his?
Yeah, you could attempt to do that. How long does this last, and what are the limitations?
I'm gonna post it. I'm just talking
Yeah.
out my butt at this point. 1 minute, well.
Yeah, it's 1 minute.
How fast does it take? Like 6 seconds. So, like, could we, like, in theory, if we hear someone,
Minor
we could
illusion?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
in theory.
Okay, so I pull Lux aside and I say, okay, if we hear somebody walking down the way, I'm your prisoner and you've caught me. And we'll just make it look like that guy.
I don't even know how he sounds like.
They probably don't know how he sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, it's a plan. So, where would you like to go?
There are 2 doors. Which one?
Can we hear any, like, activity? I guess it doesn't matter. Let's go right.
Well, give me a perception roll.
I will help you.
Okay. I think you have higher perception.
Bruce, placing your ear, which door do you listen at?
This one, right?
Okay.
That's not right. This is right, but it's fine. Okay, I do that one.
Okay. You hear the shuffle of feet outside. Someone is moving in the hallway.
Dang.
They move past the door, and you hear a voice say, "Good dog."
There's a dog.
And then the footsteps fade.
Oh, frick, I bet there's a dog outside the door. Let's do...
Find food. Find food.
Oh, give up our ration. Or are we...
Sounds
This
like
is a
dog or
kitchen.
something. Yes.
Can we investigate for food?
Yes, you may. You really don't have to investigate much. There's food bubbling in the pot.
Like,
There's
like...
some stew and some meat.
Okay, meat. Grab some meats out of there. And let's go out that door.
Minor illusion my face. I will lure the dog over.
Okay.
Okay. So,
I'm gonna peek or listen and peek outside.
okay, so you're gonna peek out the door?
Yes.
Okay, roll a stealth to open the door quietly.
Oh no!
Oops.
As you move to open the door, you kind of slip, and it creaks loudly and thumps as you fall over, and you shut it quickly. But there was a loud noise.
Get ready.
You hear
Other door.
You hear footsteps approaching.
Get ready.
Okay, can I like ready an action to like... Alright, I guess like choke out whoever comes in.
Choke out. Sure.
God, okay.
You could also just attack and do non-lethal damage if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, I'd rather do that. I just thought I'd have a higher chance with athletics.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, the door opens, and one of the masked individuals walks in. Bruce, you strike him with your quarterstaff. Roll damage.
Whoops, sorry. Okay, it's 5, because there's +3.
All right. Well, as he comes through the door, you swing at him with your quarterstaff, and he instinctively parries with the small stick that he's holding. And your blow goes wide. Lux moves in and manages to hit him, but it doesn't do enough damage to knock him out.
I'm gonna grapple him.
Roll initiative.
Oh god.
Damn. Damn. Double damn. Shit. Oh. Gonna get a kill him now.
Well, let's see. He goes first, and on his initiative, he simply yells loudly and uses the disengage action to run away.
Oh god.
Mooney, where you're
That's what I was
seated
trying-
there in the room, a servant runs in, jabbering about something. He's bleeding from a blunt wound on the head.
What the hell happened to you?
And the collector kind of shakes his head and looks at you, Mooney, and says, "Sit tight, please."
Do I have a choice?
You always have a choice. but it would be best if you sat tight.
Ugh.
And he appears behind Lux and Spruce. He says, "Now you two, if you please, stop assaulting my guests."
What have you done with our friends, Mooney and Strider?
Oh. You're not very original in your questions, are you? Come with me.
No.
And he
Just
brushes
tell us what they are.
he brushes past you and walks into the hallway. As he rounds the corner, he says, "Good dog."
Blacks, you're just following him. Blacks, you're just following him. Blacks.
Good dog.
God dang it. Nice doggy.
He motions for you all to have a seat.
I'm just gonna stand, thanks.
All so stubborn. You're sullying your masks with your attitude.
Our attitude's all we got at this point.
Lovely
He nods.
decorations you have.
He says, "Oh, you like them?"
My name is Lux. Might I have yours?
"You may call me the Collector."
I see.
For obvious reasons, perhaps. But it's what everybody knows me as.
This is
I'm just gonna go
Spruce
ahead and say it
Mooney.
because I didn't get to earlier because my mic was off. Well. Looks like we all ended up at the same place anyways.
Spectacular job distracting, Miss Mooney.
Like you
Oh,
weren't
man.
successful.
You all get 2d4 salt.
Mr. Collector, might I inquire of our companion, Strider?
Not gonna tell you.
Well, as you sit down and begin wondering what you're going to say to the Collector, we pick up again with Strider. Let's make sure we can all see this time. So, Strider, you awake in a rather sparsely furnished room in an old bed. There's a candle on the table beside you. It's your only source of light. Oh, the bed is still better than anything you've had to sleep in so far on this world.
Yeah.
Comparatively speaking, it's downright comfortable.
Mhm.
There's a note beside the candle. The note on the stand says, "Apologies for the accommodations. The upstairs rooms were not yet made."
Oh, man, what happened? Why? I can play instruments?
That's perhaps the first thing you remember, and the last.
Oh, my head, Allie.
Well, your head is fuzzy. It feels as though you were having trouble waking up. But now, at last, you begin to get some clarity. You sit up on the edge of your bed and look around. You're in a very small room, stone walls, simply furnished. There's a table beside you on the bed.
Mhm.
On the table is a candle, There's a roughly woven carpet beneath your feet. There's a door to your right.
Okay. I
Right
pick
there.
up the candle and try the door.
Okay. Moving around, you see a crack in the wall. You can see another wall opposite you. There's a crack there, too. If you want, you can grab your character and move them with your mouse a little bit so that you can have a little more nuance in how you look out the crack. Because otherwise, it only shows you 45-degree angles.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mooney?
What is Mooney doing down here? Get out.
Ignore her.
She's like, I'm in. You can't catch me.
Oh, I can catch you.
You'll never take me alive.
Okay. So, looking out into the cell across from you, you can see somebody pacing back and forth.
It wasn't Mooney.
It wasn't Mooney. You can also see to your right, and just around this little corner here, there's a table at which a man in a bear mask sits carving little wooden figurines. As you're looking through the crack, you hear a small tink at your feet. Looking down, you see the key that you got from the banquet planner. It must have fallen from the folds of your robes.
Do I see any keyholes or?
There is a keyhole in your door.
Okay, let's give it a shot.
You put the key in, but it doesn't fit this lock.
Damn. There's no drawers. There's nothing under the bed. Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. All right, I'll come back over to the crack.
Okay.
And yellow.
You hear two voices answer you. One is the bear, and he looks over and says, "Who?" And he just shakes his head and goes back to carving. The other is sort of a high, tremulous voice from the room opposite you, and it says, "Hello? Is anyone there?"
Hello.
He says, "Oh my. Who are you?"
Name's Strider. Who are you?
"Oh, they call me Furs."
Furs.
Furs. Like the trees.
Ah. Interesting. And, what are you doing in this neck of the woods?
He says, "Oh, I was captured by a group of hunters. I was fishing on the north shore of the sea."
Fishing, huh?
"Oh, yes.
Any good catches?
All left on the shore, I'm afraid."
Oh, that's a darn shame. These hunters, they didn't happen to have masks with simple shapes on them, did they? Like a square or a circle or
"Oh, the very same."
Did you walk here willingly, or did they just sort of bring you?
If by willingly you mean bleeding from a head wound.
Been there. All right then. How long have you been here?
A few days.
Oh, and you've met the collector, I assume.
Of course.
Have you been stuck in that room for several days?
Well, I may have been a little unruly.
Do tell.
He said, I'm not entirely certain what he plans for the people he brings here, but I don't think very many people leave.
I'm of the same mind as you.
Unfortunately, I've looked and looked for a way out and just can't find it.
Dang it. But you have gotten out once or twice, right? You've been let out?
Oh, certainly. I wasn't always in this room.
Do you remember how they brought you out? Did they open a door or anything?
Just opens the door.
Guess so we're stuck here. Well.
Say, I heard you rattling at your door earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Were you trying to pick the lock?
Well, yes and no. I had a look at it, but I might be missing a couple tools. Let me poke around a little more.
Oh, okay.
Do I have these tools? I don't think I do.
No, you don't have anything on you right now. In fact, the only thing that you're holding right now is that key. That and the robes that you're dressed in. Your lantern was taken from you.
Of course it was. Okay. I wonder. Oh, it's a level 1 spell. Oops. All right. If I look around at the bear dude again, do I see any keys or anything? He's just sitting there whittling away.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
There is a key on the table beside him.
Ah. Okay. All right. I think. Okay. Decisions. Do I mage hand the key to me or use unseen servant? I'll go with unseen servant.
Okay. Okay. Well, you cast Unseen Servant, and it appears next to the table. I'm assuming.
Ish, yeah. All right, get the key.
All right.
Be quiet about it.
Well, the invisible servant grabs the key, lifts it up, and it begins floating away. The bear seems not to notice it at first.
On the ground, closer to the ground.
Okay. As you direct the servant to push the key through the crack, do a stealth check.
Oh, shoot.
The bear gives a little snort and continues carving.
Oh.
The key kind of tinks up against the stone, but it doesn't seem to have drawn his attention.
That's right, buddy. It's just unsettling. Nothing to see here.
So, you have a second key.
Awesome. All right. Use the second key on the keyhole.
Very quietly, you put the key in and turn it, and the lock clicks open.
Yes.
Let's see. There. You may now walk out. However, you still have the bear to contend with.
Mm-hmm. Think. Well, shoot. I still have my unseen servant.
Yeah.
Buddy, go to the other cell and use the key to open it. Quietly.
Okay. You pass the key back to the unseen servant. Which key do you pass?
The second one.
The second one. Okay. And he wanders over to the other cell, and he pops the lock. The woman in the other cell kind of whispers over to you, "Hey, that's a cool trick.
Thank you.
So what's your plan now?"
Working on it. Okay, yeah, I think this far. Plan for the bear. Okay, yeah, I got it. He's just whittling away, right?
Yep.
Okay. Buddy, go over to the candle and gently move it to the floor on the other side of the table.
Okay, so you're commanding your invisible servant.
Mm-hmm.
He's just Buddy now. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want him to move the bear's candle.
Mm-hmm. I thought the door was open.
And you just want to move it to the floor.
Well,
like
the
over
plan
here?
is, yeah. Well, it's more like over here.
Okay, here.
And then the plan is just for the servant to keep the candle out of reach.
Okay.
Just let him chase it.
All right. Let's see.
Chase it out the room.
All right. The candle begins to float, and now the bear does notice because his light goes, and he goes, and begins to chase down the candle, and the candle runs out of the room.
Okay, let's go.
The bear following it. All right. So you can exit.
Did I go the right way? I don't think I did. Well.
No, you went the right way.
Okay.
You're fine.
I'm out.
You're fine.
All right, let's go. Come
Okay.
on.
Your friend follows you.
Okay. I think he went right, so let's try the left. And that's a dead end. Never mind. Go back. I was wrong.
Okay. She scoots around you and lets you go first.
What? Well, there's the candle.
Oh, did that not go? Let's see. That needs to go to the GM layer. There.
Okay.
Sorry.
Shh. Very quiet.
So you find a staircase leading up.
So this is what he keeps in the cellar. No wine to speak of.
Okay. With that,
It's back to these losers.
No.
we go upstairs. Now, Strider, at the top of the stairs, you find a doorway.
Okay.
Hold on while I Give you your candle.
Okay, I'm back.
Alrighty. Welcome back.
Yay!
Yay.
Good.
Strider got out.
Awesome.
Alright.
Is she
Okay.
on the map? Or oh,
Yes, she is on the map. Strider,
Okay, I
you
can't
try the
see
door, but it's locked.
What? Where'd
Knock
that
on
bear go?
Moody, stop telling people to knock on us. Stop being polite.
You don't know. The bear must have exited the door and locked it behind him. Do a perception check or an investigation. Okay. Down on the bottom of the door, you see a little candle wax. It looks like your servant must have slid the candle under the door and then slipped out behind the bear after he opened it.
Huh.
You're not sure where he is now, but perhaps he's running through the house after his floating candle.
Clever, buddy. Clever. But not clever enough. You left us locked in here.
Can you use the other key?
Well. Hey, buddy, you still have, friend, you still have that key?
Well, you try that key and it doesn't work.
Darn it. Shall we knock? Friend? Yeah?
And she kind of looks and just shrugs helplessly.
You don't have any weapons on you, do you?
She holds up her hands, palms up.
Okay. Well, alright. Here's a plan. I'm gonna knock. Somebody's gonna answer. And I am going to smack him. No, I'll hold him in place.
Okay. As you go to put the second key into a fold in your robes, the first key that you had drops out again. It clatters on the stairs, and the woman behind you picks it up and says, "No, what's this?"
Oh, that's just a key I had that didn't work earlier. Maybe this will work. May I have that back, please?
She hands it back to you.
All right. I'll give it a try in the door.
As you turn it, it opens the lock and disappears as it does so.
What?
Dang.
Oh, God, I hope I didn't need that later.
Post key.
Let's see.
Whatever.
Open that door for you.
Okay. It looks like the coast is clear. I'll go first.
All right. You step out into the hall. There's a door to your right, but it's locked. Moving to your left as you come out of the basement steps, you go down the hallway.
Okay, I'm going to take a peek around the corner, okay?
She says, "Okay." So, you like to be stealthy as you peek around the corner. Then be stealthy. Okay. And go ahead and pull your character out so you can see around the corner.
Oh, this dude.
There's a servant just to your right. He's just standing there. He's kind of watching the front door. Suddenly, he moves to the door. He throws the door open and then runs outside and looks around. And then he comes back in. The other one comes out the door to the left here and then walks outside. He shuts the door. A second later, he bangs on it loudly. And this one goes and answers the door. And you see the one outside like waving his hands and like jumping up and down. And this one is kind of tut-tutting him. And then the two of them walk inside here. As they round the corner, they both say, "Good dog."
Weirdos.
After a moment, they turn around and they come back out. This one walks back into his room. And this one goes into the hallway up here.
Okay. Well, no one's here now. Do you remember the mask room from when you got here?
She says, "Which mask room?"
The one with all the rotating masks going around the room?
She
the fireplace?
She points up at the walls where there are rotating masks everywhere.
Oh.
They're all over the house.
Oh, crud. Alright, well, I guess while we're here, can we take a closer look at the masks rotating and see if any of them sort of jump out at us as special?
Well, there are a variety of masks, all sorts. It's hard to say if there's a special one per se. You know, there's every single one is different in some form or fashion.
Nothing the Star Lady would find special. The Gray Lady.
You're not entirely certain if she's looking for a particular mask or just any mask.
Fine. Mm. Okay. Looks like the front door's clear if you want to just leave. I, for one, am going to head into the living room.
She nods and she says, "Well, thank you, stranger."
You're welcome, and good luck to you, okay?
And she stops right here. And she actually grabs you. And she says, "Well, wait a second. There was something strange about what those servants were doing." And she steps forward and she whispers, "Good dog?" And then she bolts out the door.
Good to know. And into the main room I go.
As you cross the threshold there, something begins barking loudly.
Good dog, good dog.
And the mask collector looks over at you and says, "Indeed, he is a good dog."
Oh, my heart.
He says, "My, you're a resourceful bunch. Well, now, come on in."
Strider!
Hey, guys, you made it.
Where the hell were you?
Long story. Are you guys okay?
Yeah, fine.
Fantastic. Okay, so I think there's a few things we should do when we get out of here. We
Right.
really need to figure out our own memories. It makes our masks better.
What do you mean better?
Like stronger in a way. Like I don't know. My mask does this thing.
The mask collector claps his hands, and he says, "Small round of champagne for all of your victories. I'm highly impressed." And one of the servants quickly runs out, and the mask collector raises his hand as though to stop him, and then just kind of shrugs and sits back in his chair. When the servant comes back in a few moments, he's carrying a tray with champagne, which he brings and serves to you. You notice it's the servant who was bleeding.
The one that we made bleed, or
Yeah, the one that you hit.
Oh, poor guy. What happened to him?
He offers you the champagne. There's no hint of animus in him.
I'm fine.
Lux grabs a glass and immediately drains the whole thing. Then she grabs another. That leaves one less for everyone else. When you look at her strangely, she just shrugs and sips from her second glass.
This is very refreshing, thank you.
Are you okay?
She's acting quite selfish.
Yeah,
I'm
been
fine.
doing that lately. I don't know why.
She's been on. Has anybody checked in with her?
Try to.
All right, we'll handle it later.
Okay. Well, once you have taken your champagne, the mask collector says to his the guest who brought you the champagne, he says, Now, there's no more need for you to work. Go rest for the rest of the day." And the servant nods and leaves. And now that you're all here, he says, "I find you to be an impressive bunch."
Thank you.
Perhaps I could ask a service of you.
In return, can you tell me why you felt the need to kidnap Strider?
A complete misunderstanding. As I said, my last team of ambassadors were heavy-handed in their tactics.
Yeah, we know.
I don't really agree with such brute force methods. In fact, they tend to cause far more losses than I find acceptable. As he points up on the wall, and you all see the masks of triangle, circle, and diamond, with the memorial mask for square drifting by on the moving exhibit.
Am I still the only one that knows it's the memorial mask since it's written in Sylvan?
Let's see. Does anybody else speak Sylvan?
I do.
Okay.
Wait, no.
I don't think we can read it. Think we know what it was.
I know, Elfin.
Well, so only Mooney knows what the characters mean for sure, but it kind of looks like a memorial mask. It just has that appearance to it. And of course, it's carved from wood, while the rest are of the same sort of material that your masks seem to be made of.
Interesting.
And what happened to those things?
Excuse me?
I'm a mask collector. How did you come by their masks? What happened to them?
He says, "I kept their masks for safekeeping. You see, I don't want them to get hurt. I don't want them to lose their lives. It's such a waste." They proved incapable of keeping themselves safe. So I required them to relinquish them after their poor performance.
What happened to them after they gave up their masks?
He gives a little whistle, and a bear walks into the room. The bear mask that he's wearing has a little triangle carved in it.
Oh.
He pats him on the shoulder. He says, "Triangle is perfectly safe with me, and he'll never be required to go into the darkness again, or risk the blood and the dangers that exist there."
What about Circle and Diamond?
They're here too.
Interesting what your technique is.
He says, "It's unique in all the world. I'm the only one who can."
Ah. Are you native to this land, then?
I am. I remember more of it than most.
Do tell.
Oh, not today, I think. He claps his hands. He says, "Indeed, I shall allow you to stay here. Rest, eat, replenish yourselves. I'll give you equipment so that you can survive. All I ask in return is that if you find other poor, straggling travelers, that you point them my way. You can see, I take very good care of everybody who walks through my doors." You
What
can
do you
still
know?
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask, what do you know of the Silver Lady? What of her servants?
All I know of her is that she is capricious, difficult to understand, strong in her way, certainly, and that she ran afoul of the Baron.
The Baron?
Who's the Baron?
Of course, most of us have run afoul of the Baron in one way or another. If this land has a ruler, the Baron is that.
How do you and he stand, then?
I will speak no more of him. In any case, you may continue doing whatever service that she has requested of you. I only ask that you send travelers my way.
As long as we do this, we can be on our way, yes? Provided a night of
Absolutely.
safety. I'm inclined to agree to this.
And you are always welcome back.
Oh, I'm sure. One thing before we go. These masks. You're attached to them?
What's that now?
You're very attached to them?
When you say these masks, are you referring to your own?
No, to all of them.
To all of
His
them.
collection.
Says, yes, absolutely.
You couldn't part with a single one?
Oh, no. Absolutely not. He places his hand on Triangle, and he says, "You see, this is his mask. I'm a collector, not a trader. I keep it for safekeeping."
Well,
Can I tell if you're
I
lying?
think we should just... What'd you say?
Nothing. Go on.
I think we'll just going. Thank you so much for your hospitality. But I think the sooner we get back to our task for the Grey Lady, the sooner we can... Well, the sooner we can help you by finding other travelers.
He says, "Both the Silver Lady and even other travelers can wait a single night." He says, "Look at you. You can barely stand."
He's not wrong, but...
And wouldn't you like to fight with something a little better than kitchen knives?
Yeah, you got me there.
He
You
says,
said
good.
we-
Then how about I show you your quarters?
That would be lovely.
Mm.
Achoo.
Whee!
Alright.
It's dark again.
It's always dark.
Mhm. It's all dark here.
He leads you upstairs. Make sure that. And then into a room here. He says, there are 2 beds here for whoever is willing to share a room.
Mhm.
He says, this room here is mine. You may knock if you wish. If I am inside, I will answer. I only ask that you not proceed any further down the east hallway. The staircase will bring you downstairs. I say this for your own safety.
Mhm.
He moves back down.
We completely understand.
He moves back down the west hallway and shows you 2 more rooms down here. Where 2 more people can stay.
Mm.
I believe I will stay here.
Alrighty.
Mhm. All right. I'll just be in the bedroom next door. Hmm?
I'll come too. I don't know where that is because I keep losing. Oh, wait. That's. Oops.
Hmm?
I keep getting lost. Okay. So there's 2 beds?
There's 2 beds.
Yeah, there's like 2 single rooms and then 1 double bedroom.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be in the bedroom next to Lux to talk to her.
Wait, so this is a 2-bed one?
Yes.
Or okay.
So, yeah. Seeing that you are settling in, he bids you good night and says that if you need anything to simply call one of the other guests and they will see to it that you get whatever you need, food or water. And he retires to his room. Now, you guys can take a long rest. You'll gain 1 extra hit dice for sleeping in fine accommodations.
Tempting.
Do we regain health?
You can roll your hit dice.
Damn it.
Oh.
And like I said, you gain 1 additional hit die for free.
Oh, so we could. Okay. Potentially 3 then.
Yeah.
Alright.
Dang, Spruce.
Ooh, need it.
Mhm.
Actually, all of those are relatively nice rolls.
Do camping rules kind of count while we're bedding down?
No.
Dang it.
I feel like we still can't camp because we don't have inspiration.
Well, I wanted to de-stress Lux a bit if I could.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
Miss
if the
Strider,
rules
I
don't work.
because Strider probably still has her. Well,
Yeah,
I'll
I
tell you
still
what,
have mine.
Strider.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can go ahead and use your camping skill to de-stress Lux.
Okay. Let's see. It's 4d6.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh!
Not bad.
Yee.
Are you doing all right, Lux? You seem kind of tense.
The days has been wearing on me. I'm not gonna lie.
Lux, you feel a bit more open to sharing now. You think maybe you might have been overreacting a bit before.
I think I've been a little selfish lately. It's been very stressful with you disappearing and trying to find you and killing Square and mutilating his body for fat.
What happened?
Strider, this is the first you've heard of this.
Well, yeah. I can. Wow. I did not know you guys did that. Yes, that is very stressful. It's no
And
wonder.
the fact that Miss Mooney is a bit uncontrollable.
Well, we'll have a talk with her later, I guess. I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Mooney,
For
your
now,
ears are
thank
burning.
I
For
probably
now.
should have listened to you three and not run off, but
It's a learning experience for all of us.
What?
Well, I definitely learned my lesson, and I will listen to you guys more closely. I am sorry.
If you remember, it was Miss Mooney who did not trust them at all either.
Mm-hmm.
It was the only one, actually. Excuse me, I need to make a visit.
I was gonna say, I was about to come
Certainly.
visit you guys.
Let's see for some reason. Oh well.
Well, right now, you guys don't have lights.
Ah.
All you have are the lights that are in the building itself. Which,
Oh.
Can I cast dancing lights?
Oh, crap. I thought the lights were supposed to be... Okay, no, they're showing. They're showing. Everything's proper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright. If you're sure you don't need anything else tonight, I suppose
believe
I'll head to bed.
Good night, Miss Strider.
What were you going to say? Go ahead.
I need to make some apologies, that's all.
Okay. You have a good night, Lux.
You too. I knock on the door.
Come in.
Who is it? Oh.
Hello. I
Hi,
believe
Lux.
I have been acting very coarsely
You don't
for the
say.
past few days. Yes. I believe I owe you an apology, Miss Mooney. You were the only one who decided against following these abhorrent men. And I apologize. Also, I took 4 rations from Spruce out of anger. And I'm here to return it.
Oh. Well.
I deeply regret what I did, and I'm very sorry.
That's.
Well, just don't let it happen again.
I'll try not to, Miss Mooney.
Wait, Miss
Good.
Mooney. The rations that she took from me were actually the rations that you had dropped that I had picked up, and I was trying to keep them safe until we found a place that was safe. So actually, some of these belong to you, and wanted to ask if you're feeling all right.
I'm fine. I am just... I'm tired of this game that we're all being played around.
So am I, in
Me
agreement.
too.
I'm so sorry.
I want answers. I'm getting really angry, and
I believe this goes without saying that if I should act this way again, someone please sit me down and talk to me.
I will not hesitate to slap you across your face.
that's not what she
I
said.
didn't ask to be slapped, Miss Mooney. I asked to be talked to. Please.
We all have our ways.
Good lord.
Miss Mooney, why are you so
I'll
violent?
take that as a term of endearment, Miss Mooney. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good night to the both of you.
Night.
Okay. You all recover 6 stress.
Yay!
Yay!
And inspirations all around.
Yay!
Yay!
And you settle in for the night. And we will pick up here next time.
Alrighty. Woohoo! Good game, y'all.
Yeah.
Game.
Great.
Woo!
Oh, Helen, by the way, my stress was at 58.
Oh my god. And what's our max?
100.
100.
Okay,
Yeah, she's
I
over
figured
half.
you were the worst off. I just dang. Ooh.
Back down to 36.
Oh, good. I mean, not that you don't need a talking to again, but still. Yikes.
Yeah,
How
remember
much
to
stress am I? I'm at 19 stress. I'm good.
Nose.
I'm at 23 now.
17.
Nice. So, Mooney,
I
you're just being your
know.
regular self.
Yeah, it's just me.
Should have named you
Being
Moody.
salty.
remember to update your HP and everything.
Alright, y'all. I call
Yep.
this a night.
Good night,
Good
everyone,
game.
and we
Good
will
Good
see.
night.
Check y'all.
Good game. I
We'll
must finish
see.
packing for tomorrow.
Yep.
Mhm.
We'll see y'all next
y'all
weekend.
next time.
Next week. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.